Alright, here we are back. We've got our die on the fingerboard to kind of give it more of a vintage kind of feel. A lot of the rosewood these days kind of has a pinkish purplish hue to it. So nothing wrong with that. But I wanted to darken this one up just a little bit. So we did our dye treatment in the last video. Today starts the actual real work. We're going to level these frets. I got 5 of them from about 7 on down. There's about 5 frets that are high. I'm not going to waste my time leveling those 5 frets. I'm just going to do them all. It's a factory neck. So anyway, so the first thing we want to do is we want to get set up here. So I want to go ahead and pause this, and I'll be back when I get all my tools out. Alright, here we are. So there are different tools and methods out there for leveling frets. Most of them consist of a flat planed object with some type of grit. Could be a file, could be a machined aluminum bar with a double stick tape with sandpaper. That's what this one is. This one's, if I'm doing a fresh fret job, like all new frets, I will start with this one because, as you can see, it covers about 3/4 of the neck or 2/3 of the neck, and I'll start with that. Then I kind of use this little one, same thing. It's this one's hollow, and it has 4 grits that I have on it right now. I've got 400, 600, 1000, and 1200. That again, machined aluminum. Then I've got a wooden block here. Same thing, just double stick tape with some sandpaper. And my favorite is just a machined aluminum bar rectangle with I want to say this is diamond grit. I don't know what grit it is, but it's diamond. So this is the one I would use if I get a guitar in or a brand new neck with factory frets and I'm just doing some touch up or whatever. So these 3 here, there's no reason why I couldn't use these for this, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to use my little leveling block here. So first thing you want to do is you want to touch the top of the frets with a Sharpie. Alright, that actually looks pretty cool with black frets. I don't know how well you'll be able to make it out in the camera there, but I've touched the top of each fret with the Sharpie. So what that will do is, as you run your abrasive bar or file or whatever it is you choose to use, it will knock the Sharpie off, and as you go you'll see the spots that still have the Sharpie. That's the low spots. So we're just going to start medium pressure. You don't want to push too hard. I'm not trying to grind the frets down. I'm just trying to just level them. And you can kind of see where I'm working here. All of these frets, let me turn this light on. So all of these frets are nice and shiny now, but as you get down, you start to see some that have little pieces of Sharpie still kind of in the middle of the frets. That's a low spot. So that may have been what was causing this fret to be high and this fret to be high, is those low spots. So you just want to kind of keep working those. I always tell people, don't stand here when you're doing it. Kind of stand behind your neck. You have a better chance of going in a straight line. Turn this light off. You have a better chance of going in a straight line if you're actually behind the neck, pushing the file. Alright, so that looks like all of my Sharpie is gone, or most of my Sharpie is gone. So what I'm going to do now is take our fret rocker and just start right here. Alright, that's looking good so far. Alright, so far so good. Alright, this one here is still a little bit high. So I can see because of the low spot right here. But what I'm going to do is, since it's just that 21st fret now, I'm going to use this one. Is the same as this one, but as you can see, this one is a little bit thicker and it has diamond grit in the middle of all four sides, and that allows you to set it over the top of the fret and level it just that one fret. And I can feel right there. We're going to try that now and see what happens. Still a little bit high. We'll put a little bit of, make sure y'all can see this on the camera. Alright, that's good. So run this over the top of that just real quick. It's 1000 grit. Alright. So the next thing we'll do, we're going to crown them. Everything's leveled. So I forgot to tell you guys, I've already done this, but I forgot to do it on the camera. Before you start any type of fret work at all, you want to get a straight edge and make sure your neck is straight, which this one is. I did that actually before I turned the camera on. You can get these things on eBay, Amazon, StewMac, Philadelphia, Luthier Tool, All Parts, just a myriad of places you can get those, and I see them sell for $9 to $99. So I can tell you this one right here, I bought these two from Neck Check Guitars. That's also where this little diamond grit file came from, and this fret rocker. I want to say the fret rocker was probably 20 bucks maybe. This diamond grit file I want to say was like 14 or 15. These were about $22, something like that. This one's for a bass. Got 34-inch scale, 35-inch scale. This one's for Fender 25.5 and Gibson 24 3/4. So you can get them from anywhere. These on StewMac get kind of pricey. I did get this, I forget what they call it. I mean, it's a fret rocker leveler, but they have StewMac has a specific term for it. This thing was like $100 or $119. It was not cheap. Anyway, so alright, so we got that done. Next thing we're going to do is I'm going to wipe this fingerboard real quick. And we're going to tape it off and get ready to crown the fret. So y'all bear with me, and I'm going to tape this thing off, and I'll be back here in a few minutes. Alright, so here's what I do. Got the fingerboard taped off. So the next step in the process, well, the next step in my process, there are many. I got some Quado steel wool. So don't cut this stuff over your workbench, cut it over your floor. If you cut it over your workbench, all those little metal pieces are gonna, but I just cut about that much off, and then I just start up here. This is just getting all that old Sharpie off and some of the finer marks from the diamond grit bar we used. Not putting a whole lot of pressure. And you can really, if you wanted to, you could skip this step and go right to the next one, but I've always done it this way, so I'm going to keep doing it this way. Sorry about that, my camera battery died. Make sure I turn that microphone on. Alright, so I've got all the Sharpie off of the frets now. Next step is going to be crown. So much like fret leveling, fret crowning, there are many different types of tools out there, different manufacturers. I got this one here. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see it on the camera there, but it's got a diamond grit channel, concave channel cut in it. I use that one, and then I also use this trusty dusty tool here. This one has different interchangeable bits that you can use. Most of them, depending on where you buy them at, most of them come with 3 standard size bits. You've got a thin, this has it's a concave file that's thin, medium, and wide. Most frets are going to be medium. What you want to do is you want to basically set this on your fret and kind of look at it and see. So I may actually use the wide one here first and just kind of see what happens on that. But the little bit, you got a little Allen head, or I've seen Phillips and even flathead screws. You slide the bit in and then that clamps down on it. Then what you want to do is you want to take the tool, lay it on the fret, and just work it back and forth like this. And what it should do, it shouldn't take anything off the top. It should just take the sides and crown. You want to round the fret. So the way we do that is we're going to take our Sharpie again and put it right on the top. And I'll do this first fret here on the camera, so you can see that I've Sharpied up that entire fret top. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your tool, lay it right on top of that fret, then you're just going to work it back and forth, and you're going to check and see. And yep, that's taking the Sharpie off, so that bit is not the correct bit to use. So we'll go to the medium one and we'll throw that in there. We'll do this medium here. Let's try that again. So that's leaving a little more Sharpie on it. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to do that one with the medium. I'll do it on camera for you. What you want to do is you want to work it like that. Keep checking your work. You want to turn the fingerboard and do it the other way. Same fret. And I'll even come in with this finer grit bar here and just kind of work it across the top like that. So we got a little bit more over here. Kind of just keep looking at it there. Get your fret rocker out. Alright. So then the next thing we would do, I do not know what grit these are. So they say that you should probably have one that's 320 grit. I don't know what grit that is. So I've got my fret erasers here. So they range from 220 grit up to 220 to 8,000. So what I would do is I would just take my 220 and put it on there. And then kind of look and see. So it's still kind of got some fine scratches on there. So what you could do, so let's see, that was 220. I've got some 150 here, so we can try that. And what I would do with this is just cut just a little piece off of it, fold it back on itself like that, and just kind of hit the top of that fret there and see what happens. Alright, that looks pretty good. So now I would come back with my 220. Take a look at it. Alright, that looks much better. So go 220 to 400. To 800. $1,200. $2,000. $4,000. And then your 8,000. Get your rang. And you want to kind of do a visual inspection there, and that fret, that first fret, is dang near perfect. So What I'm going to do is the other 21 frets now, and I will be back in about an hour or so, and we'll peel the tape off. Actually, before we peel the tape off, there's a couple of other things that I do as well. So I'll catch up with y'all. Let me get these other 21 frets done. What I just did, I'm going to repeat that 21 times, and I'll be back. Okay, so I've got all 8 or 7 of my fret eraser grits on there from 220 to 8000. I hit it with 150 after I crowned with these two tools here. Now I'm going to take that piece of quad O steel wool that I cut off earlier. I'm just going to take that and just work it over the top of the frets like this. Looking pretty good so far. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to peel this tape off. Actually, before we get all that, I'm going to wipe my hands off a little bit on this clean rag here. tape in the trash. Clean it up with a little bit of naphtha. And there she is. Frets are nice and shiny now. They've been crowned. Well, they were leveled and then crowned. So there you go. Nice and smooth on the fret ends. I rounded them over. So what we can do now is go through here and check just to make sure. Alright, that looks good. So, alright, so I'm gonna pause this, clean up, and then I'll be back and we'll have a summary. Alright, let's try this again. My battery died on my microphone this time. Anyway, so we leveled the frets, we crowned them, and we polished. So pardon my union mandated break. So since I just started the video back up, I'm not going to pause it, clean up, and then do a summary. I'll just do a summary now. So we went through, we marked the top of all of our frets with the Sharpie. We took our diamond grit leveling block or bar, whatever you want to call it. We leveled all the frets. We checked intermittently with our fret rocker to make sure everything looked good. When all the frets were leveled, we came in with our crowning tool. We selected the proper bit for it, and then I used this little bar here. I don't remember where I got this thing from. Go this way, turn the neck around, go the other way, and then once that's done, I take my little bar here, go that way, turn the neck back around, go this way. When everything looks crowned, I go back with my fret rocker and check everything before I start polishing. Once everything has been verified as level, then, like I say, I don't know what grit these are, so I started with the 220 on my fret eraser, but it wasn't getting some of the marks left from the file and the diamond grit. So I took a piece of 150 sandpaper and went, and that seemed to do it. So I hit everything. Well, actually it taped off. Then I hit everything with the 150, and then went 220, 400, 800, 1200, 2000, 4000, and 8000 grit with these fret erasers. Once that was done, I came back through with some Quado steel wool and just topped everything. Once I was satisfied with that, I took some naphtha on my shop towel and then cleaned everything off. Just FYI, typical household paper towel is 3000 grit, so try not to push too hard since you took these to 8000 grit. Hit it, clean it up with naphtha, and then you get something that looks similar to that. Nice shiny crowned leveled frets. So the next step will be to put the position markers. If you watched the last video where I dyed the fingerboard dark brown, this is a left-handed neck, and as such the position markers are on the top. I'm doing a Jimi Hendrix upside down Strat, so the position markers are going to be on the bottom on this left-handed neck. So we're going to drill the top and put the position markers in on the next video. So alright, well, if you like the video, please like the video, drop some comments down below, let me know what you think. If you like it, don't like it, bitches, gripes, moans, complaints, whatever you got, I can take it. And remember, I don't do these videos for me, I do them for y'all. So your comments really help, even if it's criticism. Believe it or not, that helps a little bit sometimes too. So if you can, drop a comment, drop a like, tell your friends, tell your mom and them, I guess is how they say it. And I will sign off here from Patriot Guitars in Hammond, Louisiana.